So for today's video, I'm going to provide you with 8 common mistakes that law school applicants make.
Like, girl, what you settling for? Yeah, we ballin', we settling score. You know I need that scene that down, I'm trying to win.
Hi everyone, it's Kay Yvonne here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm pretty sure you're not going to want to miss the content that I'm putting out. Today's video is going to be quick. It's going to be short. We're entering law school application season, and I just wanted to share with you guys the common mistakes that law school applicants make. Obviously, I don't want you guys to make the same mistake. And just to throw out my credentials so you guys don't have to wonder, does this girl even know what she's talking about? Well, I am a recent law school graduate. I went to a top 10 law school, and fun fact, I was a law student recruiter for the admissions office at my law school. So I think I know a little thing or two about the common mistakes that law school applicants make. All right, let's get into it. Number 1. So a common mistake that I found and that I hear from admissions is that some law school applicants do not fully follow the instructions that are given on the application, which to me sounds like a no-brainer, but this happens pretty often. Either students do not answer the essay prompt, or they don't provide the number of recommendations that is needed for the application. For some reason, they just don't follow the instructions. I don't know if they're not reading properly, but guys, please make sure you follow the instructions. And I know it might seem overwhelming when you are filling out all these law school applications and they all have different essay prompts, and you just want to make one essay and send it out to different schools. But honestly, you can't do that. You can't send an essay that Harvard wants about the environment and then try to send the same essay to Howard when they want something about TV shows. Hypothetically, not saying that's the case here. But you have to cater your application to the school. That is important. Don't forget to do that. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is don't cut corners. The admissions office sees everything, and they will know that you're not responding to their prompt. It doesn't even matter if your essay is great. If it's not addressing the essay prompt, your application is going to the bottom of the pile, okay? All right, number 2. What I noticed that really grinds my gears is that many law school applicants don't attend the LSAT Conference, and while they're there, they don't ask for law school application fee waivers. Like, That just shocks my conscience, because I'm like, how much money do you have where you're just like, okay, I will not ask for a law school application waiver. I'll just pay the $100. Like, what world are you living in? And can you hire me? But on a serious note, I realize this is kind of like 2 mistakes, so I'm going to address the first part. Number 1, always attend an LSAT conference. As a student recruiter, when people come to my table and they ask me about the law school I attended, it kind of sends a message to the admissions office that this person really wants to go to our university because they took time out of their day to talk to people who are actually working at the university or students who actually attended. And yes, we do take notes. We do write down, hey, Bill and Joe came to visit our table, so we know like you guys are really dedicated and really want to come to our university. And then at the same thought, the second part, when you're at the table, ask for a law school application waiver. And I know it might seem intimidating. I know that you feel like you're begging for money, but honestly, we hand out waivers all the time. It's just, you have to ask. Mind you, I do realize that every school is different. So there are some universities and law schools that really just do not hand out application fee waivers, and that's fine. Don't beg them and be like, oh, I watched a YouTube and a student recruiter says, you give out waivers. Like, no, it's fine. If they say no, it's all right. Move on, pay the fee. But what I'm saying is it doesn't hurt to ask, because more likely than not, they're going to give you an application fee waiver. And if you can save your coins any way you can, then save them coins. Okay, so number 3, I noticed when a law school applicant really wants to go to a certain law school, and that law school has a certain threshold for GPA or a certain LSAT requirement, and that law school applicant does not meet that threshold or GPA requirement, I noticed that that kind of prevents the law school applicant from even applying to that law school altogether. And I'm going to call this one a big mistake, because if you had the opportunity to watch my previous LSAT videos, or maybe you haven't, I'm going to put it up here. It's just, I think, a huge mistake that you're making, because you are basically stripping yourself from the opportunity before you even had a chance. You never know what the admissions committee is looking for at the time. Like, the criteria is always changing. They're always trying to meet certain statistics. Also, a lot of schools are taking the holistic approach, meaning that your LSAT may not be the only factor that they're focusing on your application. So I say all this to say, if you took the LSAT more than once and you still didn't like your score, or you did all you can to raise your GPA and it was still not high enough to meet whatever criteria or threshold that your dream university is asking for, still apply to that law school. Like, what do you have to lose? And this brings me to a common mistake number 4. Number 4, yes, I just said take a chance. But if your grades or your LSAT score is not that high, I'm not saying to apply to all the top tier law schools. No, you need to spread out your options. So this is for all law school applicants. Don't make a mistake and just apply to one set of tier for law schools. There's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 is the higher ranked schools. That's a T14. And then all the rest, I don't really know the order. But I do know that you need to spread out your application. That way, if tier 1 schools don't work out, you could get into tier 2. Or if tier 2 didn't work out, you can get into tier 3. Whatever the case may be, just have your options open so you don't have all your eggs in one basket. All right, so for number 5, this mistake kind of goes hand in hand with the 2 previous mistakes that I just mentioned. And that is the fact that some law school applicants really think it's best just to apply to higher ranked schools when it doesn't necessarily match either their interests or their career path. For example, let's say that a tier 1 law school is known for entertainment law, right? And you want to do real estate law, and a tier 2 school is number 1 for real estate law. But the only thing that your mind is focused on is the fact that this is a number 2 law school ranked in the nation. Like, how does entertainment law going to benefit you when you want to do real estate law? So be smart, guys. The rankings, yes, it makes you look prestigious, but at the end of the day, what do you want to do? Consider your career paths and pick the school that matches your interests, that matches your career paths, that matches something that will benefit you rather than just thinking about ranking all the time. All right, so another common mistake that really just bewilders my mind is that law school applicants will go and ask people that they don't really have a relationship with for recommendation letters. Like, I really don't understand why that is even a thing, but it happens. And let me tell you why this is a huge mistake. If you really don't have a relationship with the person who's giving your recommendation letter, let me tell you all the ways this could go wrong. Number 1, they could just write you a really bad recommendation letter, meaning it's just very vague and the admissions committee will know that they don't really know you. But 2, I witnessed a recommendation letter that said the following. Let me tell you what it said. It said, "Hi, my name is such and such, and I'm writing a recommendation letter for Bill, and I don't really know why Bill told me to write a recommendation letter for him because I have never talked to him a day in my life. I know he's in my class, but he's not very responsive." And I'm just like, yo, you cannot open your recommendation letter, so you don't really know what these people are writing. And I tell you, like, some people just get really offended that people are really asking for recommendation letters and you don't have a relationship. So please prevent a disaster. Don't ask someone you don't have a relationship for a recommendation letter, Because more likely than not, your recommendation from that person will be straight trash. No exaggeration, straight trash, and it probably will ruin your chances of getting into the law school. Let's be real. So, a common mistake that I saw as a law student recruiter is the fact that many law school applicants do not want to do the interview that the law school application has provided. At my university, it was optional, which means you didn't have to do it. But even though it wasn't required, our admissions committee was like, if you didn't do the law school application, then it just looks bad. It's like, why wouldn't you want another opportunity to present yourself in a way where the law school could possibly fall in love with you? Like, why would you stop yourself from having another opportunity to sell yourself? So please do the interview. It helps. First, it looks good to the admissions office, and then second, it really helps us figure out if you would make a good fit for the school. So for the very last common mistake that law school applicants make, I think is they make the mistake of pretending to be something that they are not. Listen, I know you want to sound spectacular, and I know you want to present yourself in the best way you possibly can for the admissions office, but they can really pick up if someone's lying or pretending to be themselves. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. When you're reading thousands of applications a year, I think they figure it out. So be yourself. The school cares about if you're going to make a good fit, if you're going to bring something to the table. Listen, don't pretend to be something you're not, because at the end of the day, either the admissions office can tell that you're being fake, or they will accept you and you're going to go to a law school that you may not even like because you were never a fit for it in the first place. So my recommendation, be yourself and see what law school lets you in, because that law school that lets you in most likely is the perfect fit for you. All right, so those are the 8 common mistakes that law school applicants make. Please don't make these mistakes. Like, I have a whole video for you. Replay it over and over again. I want you to succeed. I want you to go to law school and win. Like, that's what I want to do. I want all my viewers to win. I want all my viewers to prosper. So please make me proud and kill it on your application. Comment below with any other questions you have, or if you need more advice, just comment below with whatever advice you got and I will answer it to the best of my ability. And also, if you want to know about more mistakes that law school applicants make, just hit that like button and I might make a part 2. Alright, I'm out. Bye.
Down, don't you need me? Look at all the pointers on my AP, don't you like it?